with Japanese Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi. Speaking to reporters aboard Air Force One, Trump has stated that he has had a great relationship with the new Prime Minister, describing her as smart, strong, and destined to be a great leader. Earlier, Takaichi said Trump told her to call him anytime during their first phone conversation. The call followed her recent off-the-cuff remarks suggesting that a hypothetical Chinese attack on Taiwan could trigger Japanese military action, a comment that has sparked a diplomatic furor between China and Japan. This is what U.S. President has shared.
Great, it was great. I had a great talk. I have a very good relationship with her. With Japan, likewise, I just came back from Japan, and we have a great relationship. The new Prime Minister, myself, she's very smart, she's very strong, and she's going to be a great leader. Thank you very much, everybody.
Now for this discussion, we welcome back Dr. Satoru Nagao. He's a fellow at Hudson Institute, joins us live from Tokyo. Thank you very much, Dr. Satoru, for staying with us. Now looking at their conversation and also analyzing their newly developing relationship between the two presidents, between Sanai Takaichi and U.S. President Donald Trump, what does this warm rapport between them suggest about where this direction of U.S.-Japan relationship is going regarding Taiwan and involving China as well?
View from the U.S. reaction towards Japan-China vocal battle. In this case, it is clear that the U.S. ambassador to Japan clearly mentioned in the X, thank you very much for Chinese diplomat to promote U.S.-Japan relations in Japanese repeatedly. So that's why U.S. attitude is clear. The U.S. is Japan's side. But at the same time, as a preventive measure, the President Trump started to intervene to negotiate with both the Japan side and the China side. That has happened. Because this is just a vocal battle, not Russia and Ukraine or Israel or the Islamic extremists or etc., etc. These are the real war. But Japan-China battle is still the diplomatic level or economic level, not the war. So that's why even if the U.S. intervene, U.S. intervention is a little bit preventive measure to prevent escalation further. And at the same time, the U.S. side is very clear. U.S. stand with Japan in this case. So repeatedly, the U.S. ambassador to Japan, the Senkaku Island is part of the U.S.-Japan alliance. So this means that if the China try to occupy, of course, the U.S. intervene. It's indicated by the U.S. ambassador to Japan by mentioning in the tweet repeatedly, especially in Japanese, not English, in Japanese repeatedly. So that's why this is sending the message to Japanese. The U.S. is stand with Japan, and so that is clear. So view from this, the U.S. intervention, President Trump's intervention in China and Japan, this is a preventive measure to stop the escalation. But at the same time, indeed, their stance is already clear. So view from this, Japan side, it is welcome if President Trump intervene.
Right. And do you think should Japanese leaders be more cautious when making public remarks about regarding or involving Taiwan and hypothetical military scenarios? Or do you think this is necessary in today's geopolitical climate?
In case of the Japan's discussion, it is, such kind of discussion has clearly mentioned in the governmental side. But view from the democracy, this is not the right way. Because such kind of the basic level of discussion of the security is a problem. In this case, there is no discussion about the security issue around Japan. So this is not good for the democracy. Democratic country, security issue is a part of the important topic in the discussion. And such kind of the basic level of discussion, not a military operation or something like that. So that's why we must discuss, and the Prime Minister should explain this honestly. So that's why such kind of basic level, if the China say this is not the proper, but the view from the democratic country, we must say something about such kind of the basic level. So that's why we must say something. The Prime Minister should explain honestly that is needed. So if Japanese government recently repeatedly said next time we will be more cautious, will say more cautiously, yes, cautious. They care about the situation, that is true, but at the same time, they should explain honestly in front of the other Japanese voters that is needed in the democratic country. They should not stop remarking about the Taiwan issue, I think.
Yes, indeed, and thank you for shedding light on the reality of Japan's situation. Can you also tell us why do you think China, how is Japan covering this issue right now?
This issue is, of course, provocative, some people think. Because in Japan, there is no discussion class from the kindergarten to the university. So that's why how to discuss or debate class is not exist. How to discuss in the democratic country is not common. But in other country, in other democratic country, including, of course, India, of course, the United States, and these countries, the people discuss the political matter more freely.
Yes.
So that's why Japan should be the country like this democratic country. In this case, debate is very important. And in case of the debate about national security, such kind of the basic level of explanation from the prime minister is just a common level, not a provocative level. So China is not democratic country, then they say that this is not proper, because China is not a democratic country. But Japan is democratic country. This means that we should not stop to say that.
Yes, indeed.
So government is a little bit worried about China's response, but that is not proper, I think.
Yes, 100% agree. And also, I do agree that I wish it was more encouraged in Japanese education system. Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Satoru Nagao, all the way from Japan. Now we move on and we stay in the region. Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te has announced plans to